Own a piece of Royals history. Royals Authentics is the home of game-used and autographed Royals memorabilia. Commemorate your visit to Kauffman Stadium with a game-used ball, or add to your fan cave with items such as autographed jerseys and bats. Royals Authentics offers both collectibles and souvenirs for every Royals fan. Shop Royals.com/auctions for an ever-changing inventory of exclusive items. Royals Authentics. Take home a piece of the game.
Your Kansas City Royals are back and once again partnering with KCP&L to put more energy in the game instead of your home or business. Learn how to score lower utility bills and instant savings when you get a qualifying AC system through KCP&L's Cool Rebates. Now that's a home run. For all the stats on these winning rebate offers, go to kcpl.com/AC rebates and save your energy for the game.
The Royals have taken the field dressed in their home whites, the Cleveland Indians in the road grays. Time to go inside the numbers, brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. And Cleveland has had an interesting stretch. They are 19-11 and averaging over 5 runs per game since the very end of May 28th. In June, they had the best record in the American League at 17-9. But, Denny, to tell you how crazy this game could be, they go to Baltimore to play the worst team in Major League Baseball with only 24 wins, and they lost on Friday 13-0, lost again on Saturday 13-0. They did recover to win 2-0 on Sunday, but after being battered around 26-0 on Friday and Saturday against the worst team, that's another example of, we don't know a whole lot about baseball, but you better be able to throw the ball and control that guy at the plate.
You don't think that makes any sense, do you?
Throw strikes, catch the ball. Pretty simple game.
Jacob Junis goes to the mound. Lindor, Mercado, and Santana, the first three to face Junis. And Jake's first pitch is grounded foul, passed first by Lindor. Francisco Lindor hitting .291 with 76 hits, 27 runs batted in, and 12 home runs. Start number 18 for Jacob, and the fastball is high, and the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lindor will be on the American League All-Star team. So will his teammates Carlos Santana and Brad Hand. There's a slicing foul down the left field line. And 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Indian shortstop. 90 degrees. Heat index 95. Chop foul right at home plate. Now, I'm not so sure there are enough home runs in big league baseball. So 90 degrees, 95 heat index, humid, and a strong wind blowing to left. It's a home run night. Which pitcher can keep it in the ball yard? We'll see. He who does may be declared the winner. Fly ball to center, and Billy Hamilton drifting over to his right to make the catch, and 1 away. Well, Junis has given up 18 home runs in 95 innings. Trevor Bauer has given up 15 home runs in 119 innings. So we'll see which pitcher can keep it in the ball yard. His team may be the winner. 1 away, Oscar Mercado at the plate. And a breaking ball, a little bit low and outside, ball 1. Mercado hitting .314, 48 hits, 4 home runs, 17 driven in. He was 5 out of 13 in the Baltimore series, and a strike is called, and the count is even 1-1. Trevor Bauer shooting for win number 5. And his pitch is low and inside to Mercado. Jake 4-7 with a 5.23 earned run average. Skies are perfectly clear. Tapped foul over toward the Cleveland Indians dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mercado. Carlos Santana will be next. First pitch came right at 7:15, and the time and temp brought to you by the parking spot. We have airport parking covered. Swing and a miss. Good pitch as Junis worked that pitch right into the hands of Mercado. He was all tied up with that pitch, and down he goes. 2 up, 2 down for Carlos Santana. Santana hitting .293. Like Lindor, a switch hitter. The Indians have 3 switch hitters in the 1, 3, and 5 spots in their batting order. Lindor, Santana, and Jose Ramirez. Junis brings it in and throws it high, ball 1. This for Jake, his 8th start against Cleveland and his 3rd of the season. Strike on the inside corner, and the count's 1-1. Junis with a career record against the Tribe, 2 wins and 3 losses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Santana on the left side, and he bangs it out into right center field. Pretty well hit, but playable, and Hamilton makes the catch. And Trevor Bauer, a winner of 6, a loser of 6, and a good earned run average, 3.55. Whit Merrifield with 108 hits, batting average 303, 43 RBIs, 11 home runs, 11 stolen bases. So Trevor Bauer, 28 years old, ready to uncork his first pitch. In it comes, and a fastball is inside. For Trevor Bauer, this is his team-leading 19th start. The 1-0 to Merrifield is on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Trevor Bauer beat the Royals in his last start. That was in Cleveland on the 26th. Held the Royals to 1 run on 3 hits. And he had the strikeout pitch going. He struck out a dozen. Breaking ball strike, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Whit. Those 12 strikeouts against the Royals came over just 6 2/3 innings. Just 1 walk. Royals got 3 hits. Outside to Merrifield, and the count evens out at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Merrifield, 5 out of 16 in the Toronto series. Hit .323 on the road trip through Cleveland and Toronto. 2-2 delivery, and it's sliced up the right field line. It is a foul ball. So the count holds at 2-2. How has Merrifield fared against Trevor Bauer? 6 hits, 23 at-bats. A couple of doubles among the 6 hits. And Bauer has struck him out 7 times, so they've balanced their books pretty well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Bauer got Merrifield with a pitch up and in. Challenged him with a fastball, and there is strikeout number 1. And now Mondesi. Mondesi, 269, 78 hits, 6 home runs, and 44 driven in. Mondesi missing 12 games. Still leads the big leagues in triples and stolen bases. Up there left-handed, and in comes the pitch from Bauer, and it's down too low, ball 1. Trevor Bauer is 3rd in the big leagues in innings pitched. He's already worked 119. He's 5th in the league in opponent's batting average. This pitch over but low, and it's 2-0 to Mondesi. Bauer's held opponents to a combined batting average of .205, and he's 5th in strikeouts at 134. Right-hander brings it home and throws a strike, and it's 2-1 to Mondesi. Bauer making his 15th start against the Royals. 4 wins, 4 losses, good ERA against KC. Mondesi hits a high fly ball out into right center. Mercado, the center fielder, moving to his left to make the play. and Mondesi is out number 2. Brings up Alex Gordon. Alex, 78 hits and a .263 average. 52 runs batted in, 10 home runs. 2 up, 2 down for Trevor Bauer. No score here in the bottom of the first. In comes the pitch, and Alex takes a rip at it and fouls it straight back. Alex was 4 out of 16 in Toronto and 6 for 24 on the road trip. That figures out to a batting average of .250. Alex hitting just .160 against Trevor Bauer. That pitch is high. Yeah, Alex just 4 for 25. But 2 of the hits, extra bases, 1 double, 1 home run. Bauer has struck him out 7 times, and now a swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. Trevor Bauer will really mix his pitches. Fastball, he'll cut his fastball, slider, curve, changeup. Earlier in his career, he would invent pitches. Remember Paul Bird, who pitched for the Royals? He didn't throw as hard as Bauer, but Paul Bird was every bit as creative as Trevor Bauer. Ball 2 now to Alex. Bauer now in his career has 23 games in which he has struck out 10 or more. Right-hander brings it in. Alex hammers it over the shortstop and out into left center field. And Gordon thinking too. Around first he goes. Throw to second. A good throw will get him. And he is out. So Alex, that's not a bad gamble with 2 out, really. But Alex thrown out at second. Credit him with a single. Jason Kipnis leads off, second inning. No score. First pitch from Jacob Junis. Misses low and inside, ball 1. Jason Kipnis with a batting average of .246. 6 home runs. Left-handed batter. And he takes a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Jacob Junis last Wednesday in Cleveland lost to the Indians and Trevor Bauer 5-3. Swinging a foul ball, and it's 1-2 on Kipnis. Junis charged with 4 runs on a season high tying 9 hits. Just 1 walk in 6 innings. He struck out 4. Fastball is up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So with Trevor Bauer striking out 12 Royals in 6 2/3, the Royals gave Junis just 1 run of support. And now ball 3 to Kipnis. Jose Ramirez will be next. So Junis finished the month of June 0-2, but his ERA wasn't that bad. Ground ball to Mondesi near second base, and he throws out Kipnis, 1 away. So now Jose Ramirez, the 3rd switch hitter in the first 5 in their batting order. Ramirez is hitting .214 with 5 home runs, 63 hits. He has stolen 18 bases. So Junis looking for his first win since May the 30th. And he beat the Rangers down in Texas. Good off-speed breaking ball, strike 1 to Ramirez, who's up there left-handed. So Jake hasn't won since May the 30th, but he's been picking on some of the better offensive teams in the American League. This pitch off the corner, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. In his last 7 starts, Junis has faced 4 of the top 5 scoring teams in the American League. New York, Texas, Boston, and he's faced Minnesota twice. Barely missed outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. In those 7 starts against those good offensive teams, Junis has left the game with the lead in 3 of those 7 starts, but he's just 1-2 over that span. Line drive into right field, drops in front of Merrifield, and Ramirez has a 1-out single.
Yeah, and I noticed that Pat Hoberg didn't give him too low pitches there. They were right around the knees, maybe an inch below, and Junis needs to get that pitch on his fastball. You might remember last time he faced Cleveland, he was hurt by the home run ball by lefties. One coming to the plate right now, Jake Bauers, the other, Tyler Naquin.
Come on, they're not going to call those pitches. You know that.
They've got to call that. I mean, how can you throw a sinking fastball and not get a call at the knees?
Well, they want home runs now. Come on, you know that. It's a home run night. I said that when the game started. Conditions are perfect for the home run hitters, as if they need more help. Baseballs are hard. The bats are hard. Ballparks are small. Players are big. Small strike zone. One strike on Jake Bauers, not to be confused with the Cleveland starting pitcher. Throw to first, runner back. Jake Bauers hitting .226 with 10 home runs, 29 driven in. And now I will present you with the Capital Federal Royals trivia question. Who was the first player in Royals history to wear jersey number 20? No balls, one strike. Breaking ball from Junis, low and inside. 1-1 to Jake Bauers.
I know who celebrated it, the greatest, Frank White.
Mm-hmm. But a catcher was the first to wear number 20, Jim Campanis. Jim was basically the backup catcher to Ellie Rodriguez. 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball strike. Jim Campanis had a habit of tripping over first base when he hit ground balls.
I remember you telling me that.
Well, the problem was he wasn't watching where he was going. He was watching the infielder field his ground ball. And it really didn't work out for him in a lot of cases. He'd go tumbling over the bag and get up, dust himself off, and doggone it, I got another at bat without a hit. His dad was pretty famous, Al Campanis, a longtime front office executive with the Dodgers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Adam Krotzel of Schuyler, Nebraska, knew the answer. Come on, Adam, how'd you know about Jim Campanis? He looked it up, I'll bet. Throw to first, runner back. Well, anyway, however he got the answer, he's going to win a $25 gift card from MLB. No score, runner at first. 1 away, second inning. Jake Bauers hits a ground ball up the middle and into center field. Ramirez around second on his way to third. So back-to-back singles, Jose Ramirez, Jake Bauers. And now the batter will be the catcher, Roberto Perez.
I remember that first year Royals team had a little bit of a luxury. You were talking about Ellie Rodriguez being the main catcher and Jim Campanis backing him up. But there's a valuable guy in Ed Kirkpatrick, who played a lot of different positions, including catcher.
Yeah, he could catch.
Spanky.
Mm-hmm. Came to the Royals from the Angels, the expansion draft. Roberto Perez, right-handed hitting catcher. And by the way, he is a double play candidate. And Junis could use a double play, runners first and third. In a high pop-up foul territory, the wind blowing it back toward fair ground, but nobody can reach it. You better not give up on a ball. As hard as the wind is blowing, anything hit to the right side, and you could actually see the wind starting to push that ball back toward catchable territory. But it dropped untouched right down next to the tarp, which is on the far end of the dugout suite. Cuthbert came the closest. Lopez was shaded around toward second base, so he had to run about 1.5 miles to get to the point where the ball came down. But the easiest play there was your second baseman, but he was too far off the line. Pitch is low and outside to Perez, and the count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Junis escaping inning number 1. Knocked the Indians down in order, 1-2-3. 1-1 pitch. A little bit low and inside. That didn't miss by much. A I mentioned the first inning in Junis because going into this game, Jake had allowed a first inning run in 10 of his 17 starts. And his ERA in the first inning so far this year is 7.7. High pop-up. Again, right side, foul territory. Cuthbert near the railing, leans in and just can't quite reach it. So close, Joel Goldberg could have made the play, but didn't. Nice going, Joel.
And he immediately gets on, picks up his microphone and tells everyone how he could have made the play, even with his bare hands.
Making excuses at the moment. That's all right. Next time, grab a glove, help out, or start blowing the ball back toward Cuthbert. Anything to stand there and look at it. Come on. What's wrong with him?
Not sure, because he could have given Chesler a little more help than that.
2-2 pitch to Perez is outside. Now 3-2. Now we'll see what they do with Jake Bauers at first base. The Indians obviously want to avoid a double play. So do they have confidence that Perez will make contact? So Bauers, who has stolen two, but he's been caught twice, may be on the move. Royals think so. Throw to first. And Bauers diving back in there. That was a close play. Ramirez at third, Bauers the runner at first, another throw to first, and another close play, but Jake Bauers is back. If you are running on a 3-2 pitch with one out, or if you are the runner in a hit and run, the one thing you do not ever want to do is get picked off. And there he goes, and the pitch is lifted out into left center field. Hamilton under the ball makes the catch. And Ramirez at third heads home, and it's 1-0 Cleveland. So Perez got it out there deep enough. And Ramirez, and his one-out single now, that has turned into the game's first run. For Perez, run batted in number 32. So a runner at first with 2 men out. That brings up Bobby Bradley. When the Royals were in Cleveland, and they played that 3-game series, Bobby Bradley had been called up from the minor leagues the day before the Royals played their first game against the Indians. But boy, he has hit the wall. He hits a ground ball foul. He was tearing up AAA, and they brought him up. His first game, he doubled, and he doubled against the Royals in game 1 of that series. But now he has picked up just one hit since. He's 3 for 24. Royals were working him down and in consistently in the 3-game series in Cleveland. Junis tried to work him down and in, but threw it in the dirt, and it was blocked by Maldonado. That kept Jake Bauers at first. That wind out of the south is strong. Ball should really carry tonight, especially to center, and left. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next one to Bradley is low and inside. So apparently the hole in his swing, at least at the moment, is down and in. That is a pitch that most left-handed batters do very well with. But apparently Bobby Bradley is not quite there yet. Next pitch is a breaking ball that missed. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, I remember when the Houston Astros played the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 2017 World Series. The Houston scouting report was go after Cody Bellinger, who's become a great player, breaking balls low and in, and they must have struck him out about 12 times in that series. But he came, to his credit, he really adjusted.
Bouncing ball foul past first. Well, breaking balls, sliders, curveballs down and in are going to get some left-handed hitters out. But most left-handed hitters can pretty well handle a fastball down and in. So the Royals were giving Bobby Bradley a steady diet of mostly breaking balls down and in. Now it's 3-2, and let's see what Junis does. Maldonado sets the target down. And a swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. And 1-0 Cleveland. We go to the bottom of the second. Hunter Dozier, Soler, Chesler, Cuthbert coming up against Bauer. And Trevor Bauer's first pitch to Hunter Dozier is high and inside. 44 runs batted in, 67 hits, 13 home runs for Dozier. And his batting average, .299. Right-handed batter takes a breaking ball strike, and it's 1-1. Trevor Bauer is on pace to pitch 200 or more innings for the first time in his career. Boy, his training methods are unusual, to say the least. His pitch is outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. He's made a lot of interesting observations about the game of baseball, and in particular about the art of pitching. He went to college at UCLA, had a very good career there. Hunter Dozier skies one out in front of home plate, and big traffic jam halfway between the mound and home plate. Bauer and Santana, the pitcher and the first baseman, collided, but Ramirez, the third baseman, came over and made the catch. So that was a mess, and the wind, it was really playing tricks with that high towering pop-up.
Trevor at first looked like he wanted the baseball, and then either he heard Santana or heard Ramirez and decided to peel away, and as he turned exit stage left, he almost crashed into Santana.
Yeah, it was a mess, but it worked out for them. One away, and now Soler. He hits a high drive. Watch the wind work that thing. It is gone. Soler into the fountain. Home run number 16 surrendered by Bauer. And for Soler, home run number 23. Yeah, he hit it hard enough, even without any wind, that with the wind, it was just fun to see how far it would go. So the game is tied 1-1 on Soler's 23rd home run, and he now has driven in 57.
Well, we just talked about exit stage left, and that one did. My goodness, fastball that he tried to get further away, but it caught about a good 5-6 inches of the outside corner in.
There is a strike to Chesler Cuthbert. Well, we said at the start of the game, the pitcher that keeps the ball in the ballpark, it's going to be a difficult task tonight. Probably going to win it. This pitch missed, and the count 1-1. Adding to the problems for the pitchers is Pat Hoberg's strikeout is not exactly a pitcher's strike zone. Pretty small. Low and outside, and 2 balls, 1 strike. But Trevor Bauer has really had some interesting observations on the art of pitching and the game of baseball. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Cuthbert hits a ground ball to third. Nice big hop for Ramirez, and on to first, and that is out number 2. Trevor Bauer will tell you that virtually every play in a baseball game takes 12 seconds or less. So his workout regimen consists of vigorous exercises that last no more than 1/5 of a minute. He will tell you that every hitter must decide to swing no later than the first 20 feet. A pitch is in the air going toward home plate. So he has practiced throwing into a metal grid 20 feet in front of him. Ground ball up the middle off the bat of Lopez, and Nicky Lopez thinking second, and now having seen Alex thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double with 2 out in the first, why Nicky hits the brakes and settles for a 2-out single, and up comes Maldonado. Maldonado's been really a hot hitter in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Maldonado now hitting .229 with 5 home runs. He was 5 out of 14 in the Toronto series. And he had a very good road trip. He was 8 for 21. That's a .381 batting average. 2 home runs, 5 doubles for Maldonado. 1-1 tie. Each team with a run in the second inning. Nicky Lopez, pretty good lead at first. Bauer's pitch is right on target, strike 1. So Bauer has at one time or another deployed 19 different pitches. I told you he's very creative. He will invent pitches. He has thrown a reverse slider. It's a harder variation on a screwball. And he also throws a changeup. This breaking ball to Maldonado is in there, strike two. His changeup he calls the bird, but it's basically a splitter thrown with the, don't take this the wrong way, the middle finger raised off the baseball when he delivers it to the plate. So quirky, odd, different. Yep, Trevor Bauer. The 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. And he got Maldonado with the count 0-2 to go after a breaking ball away. But the Royals on 1-1 tie at the end of 2 innings. The Indians will have their number 9 hitter leading off here, and to tell you all about it, here's Steve.
Thank you, Denny. Tyler Naquin is the man. He is 3 for 8 in his career. Last time out against Jacob Junis, blasted a home run to right in Cleveland, leading the Indians to a victory. And Naquin takes a first pitch strike from Jake Junis. The next offering is on the way, and it is way inside. Almost hit him, pushed him off the plate, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Cleveland scored their run in the second inning on a pair of singles by Ramirez and Bowers, and then a sac fly by Roberto Perez. The pitch is fouled off. Royals countered with a home run in the second by Soler. And with that home run by Jorge and every Royals home run this year, Kansas City's #1 injury lawyers, Edelman and Thompson, will donate $100 to Royals charities. As proud supporters of Royals charities, Edelman and Thompson has a proven record of success and is dedicated to serving their clients and the Kansas City community. There's a swing and a ground ball through the whole right side, and Naquin has a leadoff base hit. Third hit off Junis today. Jacob on the year, giving up a .279 average, and Denny told you allowing 18 home runs, 9 to left-handers, 9 to right-handers, and now he faces a guy who has owned him in the past, Francisco Lindor. He did get him out on a high fly to center fielder Billy Hamilton in the first inning. So Lindor's batting average against Junis has dropped to an even .500. That's right, 10 for 20 with 3 home runs. First pitch is fouled off, strike 1. Royals returning home after a 2-5 road trip to Cleveland and Toronto. They did lose yesterday 11-4. The Tribe had the day off. They had a 3-game series in Baltimore Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Baltimore beat them soundly the first 2 games, and then the Indians rallied on Sunday to win 2-0. Naquin at first base. Junis pitch to the plate. Lindor singles to center field sharply. And it is around second base as Naquin racing to third. There's the throw, and he's safe. So it's first and third for Cleveland. And Ned Yost holding his right hand up and then turning back to his bench coach Dale Swaim as if to say, check with Billy Duplessis to see if he is safe or out. And I'm not sure. One angle shows it was really close, but that Naquin may have gotten the left hand in safely before the tag was made by Hunter Dozier. Ned has now waved it off. They are not going to challenge this early in the ball game. So it's first and third for Cleveland with nobody out, and the batter is Oscar Mercado. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss and a breaking ball, and Mercado is down 0-1. Lindor bluffed a move, breaking towards second base. And he is a very capable base stealer, 12 for 13 this year. Naquin down the line at third. Mercado asked for and received time. He's really been swinging a hot bat lately. .347 average the last month with 12 extra base hits. Right-handed batter. The pitch. Fouled off. into the glove of Martin Maldonado, so advantage Junis. This is a time you'd like to get the strikeout. With the first and third, nobody out. The best case situation would be strikeout here, then a ground ball double play by Carlos Santana, who's on deck. Lindor, big lead over at first, doesn't go. The pitch swung on and missed. He struck him out on a slider. 3 pitches was all Junis needed to get. Oscar Mercado strikes him out for the second time, and 3 strikeouts now for Jacob in the game. And here is Santana. Time for an injury update brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System. Request an appointment to see the same experts who care for the Royals at sportsmedicine.kansashealthsystem.com. Well, good to see Adalberto Mondesi back from the disabled list. Had missed the last couple of weeks because of that right groin injury. He's back at short tonight, and he'd like to see a ground ball from Santana. Junis throws over. Lindor gets back in time, standing up. Around Major League Baseball, the Chicago Cubs left-hander Cole Hamels, they did an MRI on his left oblique. They said it's not that serious. All signs point to a speedy recovery. Cubs started the day 1 game back of first place Milwaukee in that National League Central. The pitch, and Santana takes low and in. One more injury note. New York Yankees, Luke Voigt out with an ab strain for a while. Boy, they keep on winning, the Yankees, with a fine 6.5 game lead over Tampa Bay in the American League East, and Boston 11 games back. The 1-0 in there. Was able to get the curveball in. And that's a pitch that Jacob has been throwing more often lately. Matter of fact, he threw a season-high 24% curveballs in that last start against Cleveland. Unfortunately, they got him. They were 3 for 4 when they did connect in fair territory with the curve. The 1-1 is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. And it's time to pause for station identification. This is the Royals Radio Network.
If you're listening on the radio.com app, make sure to favorite 610 Sports Radio, KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Kansas City, a radio.com sports station.
We're in the 3rd inning of play. 1-1 our score, but Cleveland has runners on the corners with just 1 out. The pitch to Santana misses outside. Now a 3-1 count to a dangerous guy who has a keen eye. Santana has walked 58 times this year, one of those rare big league players who has more walks than strikeouts. The 3-1 is outside, ball 4, and they've loaded the bases for Kipnis. First walk by Junis. Bases are full. A guy who has been hot strolling to the plate in Kipnis with 15 RBIs since June 16th. Only the Yankees' DJ LeMahieu has more with 20. And, of course, he probably got about 2/3 of those in London. And they played at that ridiculous softball stadium at London Stadium. And the 2 teams scored 50 runs in 2 games. The single rivalry record for a 2-game series between Boston and New York. Broke the all-time mark that was set way back in 1933. Maldonado went out for a visit with his starting pitcher and now finishes that conversation. And we were just told that Carlos Santana, by walking, he has now reached base in 25 consecutive games. But if Junis can keep that ball down and Kipnis hit it sharply, directly at an infielder, he could get out of this with 1 pitch. Breaking ball in there, strike 1. Kipnis grounded out to short his first time up, but it was a slow roller to Mondesi. Currently, it's 1-1. The pitch is fouled back. Advantage Junis, 0-2. Cleveland with 1 run on 4 hits. The Royals with 1 run on 3 hits. Top of the 3rd inning, and this is game 1 of a 3-game series. We've got night games this evening and tomorrow night, and then an afternoon affair, 12:15 on July 4th. So fireworks show tomorrow night. Junis pitched. Kipnis takes outside. That time he tried to sneak a slider in the outside corner, but it kept on drifting away. Royals middle infield pinched in, looking for the double play. Dozier back at third with 2 strikes. The 1-2, way outside again with a slider. Doesn't want to go 3-2. Jacob usually has very good command with that pitch, and 58% of the time he goes to that slider with 2 strikes. The count 2-2. Stares in to get the sign from Maldonado. The pitch on the way, a swing and a ball pulled foul right side. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cleveland beat the Royals twice last week in Cleveland, but overall this season series belongs to the Royals. They have won 4 of the 6 meetings. You might remember back in the middle of April, the Royals swept the struggling Indians at that time. Outscored them 20-8. The pitch, again grounded almost the same spot, right side foul. Naquin at third base. He led off with a single. Lindor then singled him to third. Mercado struck out, but Santana walked to load the bases. Junis has his mind set. Shook once, now nods, now brings the pitch. And another foul off right side over near the Royals dugout. Nothing but sliders between Junis and Kipnis. Kipnis loves that fastball. Veteran out of Arizona State, digs in deep in the box, left side. Very level swing. Almost hits with a dead stick. There's not much movement. Here's the pitch outside. We do have a full count at 3-2. He tried to knife a curveball on the outside corner. Jacob needs to make a pitch. He comes set, brings it home, and it's low and in, ball 4. Tried another breaking ball and missed, and Cleveland takes the lead at 2-1, and walks continue to haunt the Royals. Back-to-back walks of Santana, now Kipnis, and he now has driven in 16 runs since June 16th, the second most in the American League, and Naquin scores the go-ahead. But that has haunted the Royals all year long, the base on balls. They have suffered the 3rd most walks in the American League, just under 4 per game. Here's the pitch, and it is in there for strike 1. So Jacob has had no trouble getting ahead of batters, but he sure had a difficult time finishing off Kipnis. Now it's the always dangerous Jose Ramirez. The 0-1 pitch fouled off. 0-2. So once again, same situation. He was ahead of Kipnis before walking him. Jumped ahead of Kipnis 0-2. Ramirez has had a slow start this year, hitting just .214, 5 home runs and 30 RBIs. The 0-2 pitch, again knocked foul off of his front foot. That hurt, and he hops around home plate. Two to 1. Cleveland has the lead. We're in the top half of inning number 3 here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City on a warm and windy summer night. The wind is blowing out towards left. So if Ramirez pulls it, he won't get much help. First pitch temperature is 90 degrees. It's probably cooled a little bit since then. The 0-2 outside, and again he continues to go with that slider with 2 strikes. 76% of his strikeouts have come on that slider this year. And he throws his breaking ball, whether it's a slider or curve, more than any other pitcher in the game. Here's the pitch. Pulled to the first baseman. Cuthbert goes to second, 1 back to first, not in time. Ramirez too quick. A run scores to make it 3-1 Cleveland. So the back-to-back walks really come back to haunt Junis, as one pushed a base runner to second base and the other one drove in a run. And now Ramirez, on a play that goes 3-6, drives in his 31st run of the year. Cleveland now with 3 runs on 4 hits. Jake Bauers, the hitter. He singled his first time up. Right now there are runners on first and third. Santana at third base. Ramirez at first. He might be running. He's stolen 18 bags this year. Doesn't go on the first pitch as Bauers takes strike 1. We told you how Cleveland lost 2 of 3 games to the Baltimore Orioles over the weekend. It was the start of their 8-game trip that will end in Cincinnati before the All-Star break. Here's the pitch. Another strike and an 0-2 count. For the Royals, they come home just for 3. Then would go immediately back out on the road for games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in our nation's capital to play the Washington Nationals. Junis right now at 70 pitches through not yet 3 innings. Way too many. There's the 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? Royals asked for an appeal, and he did not go, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Jacobs got to come more with that fastball down, because it almost seems like he's trying to strike out the Cleveland Indians, and they keep on taxing him pitch after pitch. 71 to get only 8 outs. Most pitchers want to be between 12 and 15 per inning. The 1-2. Just barely outside. Junis thought he had strike 3, but it wasn't called by Pat Hoberg, who has had a tight zone tonight. Must be getting paid per hour. Jacob comes set, brings the pitch home, and a swing and a line drive to left. That's a base hit. In comes one more. It's 4-1 Cleveland. And they're going to send another to the plate to make it 5-1 as Ramirez will score all the way from first base. It's a double for Jake Bauers, as Junis just cannot finish off these Cleveland Indians in this 3rd inning. Well, it was a line drive just by the diving Adalberto Mondesi, but it was perfectly struck between the left fielder Gordon and the center fielder Hamilton. And running with the pitch was Ramirez, and he was able to come around and score all the way from first base. So the Royals in desperate need to keep this game close, and they may get the bullpen busy. They had the bullpen busy a lot yesterday, as Glenn Sparkman, remember, only went 3 innings and gave up 8 runs, and all of a sudden the Royals starting pitching not looking too attractive lately. It is a double they gave to Jake Bauers. 2 RBI double. 5-1 Cleveland has the lead. Junis having to throw more than 30 pitches in this 3rd inning alone, and getting ready to face his 8th batter, Roberto Perez, who hit a sacrifice fly's first time up, and the 1-run second, but 4 so far for Cleveland, and another crooked number inning for an opponent. opposing player. Here's a ground ball third, fielded by Dozier. Long throw in the dirt. Cuthbert can't come up with it. The run scores at 6-1 Cleveland. So not much going right in this third inning. An error will be charged to Dozier. You know, I was a little surprised the way he backed up. I thought Hunter might charge that and try and get it before that bad hop. But he backed up, and he has a strong arm, but that one was short of the mark. I think if he skips it on the grass, it might be a truer hop for Chester Cuthbert, but it hit on the dirt just at the cut of the grass and glanced off the heel of Chester's glove and bounced high into the air, allowing the run to score and Perez to be safe at first. Now it's Bobby Bradley. Will he be the out that Junis needs to escape this nightmarish third inning? He's given up 5 runs and 6 for the game. Here's the pitch, and it is outside for a ball. But when you continue to fall behind hitters, all of a sudden your fielders get flat-footed. 76 pitches thrown so far. Probably half of them in this inning. The 2-0, 3-0. Yeah, the Royals are going to have to get their bullpen busy because Junis is running out of gas here in the third. Bradley struck out his first time up. One for his last 19. The pitch. He swung on and hit a mile high. Lopez or Mondesi, it is Adalberto on the edge of the outfield grass to make the catch. And finally, the nightmare that is the third inning at you. Minute Mart, live life in the go. Steve Physioc, Denny Matthews, Steve Stewart, Keith Kowalski with you at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Cleveland with a 6-1 lead with a very good pitcher on the mound in Trevor Bauer. And he will face Billy Hamilton to lead things off. Bauer's first pitch, high, ball 1. Hamilton hitting .217 for the Royals. Still looking for that first home run. The 1-0 is swung on and hit off the backside of Bauer. He knocks it down, picks it up, underhands to the first baseman Santana to record the out, but that had to hurt because it was pretty well struck. But it hit him in the wallet. And if it avoids him, it goes directly to center field and is a base hit. But I guess that's the way they play defense now. You just turn your back and let the ball hit you in the wallet.
That's better than a big pad, the wallet, the way things are these days.
I think he is going to have a major bruise on his bum in the morning. Now the batter is Whit Merrifield. Royal heading to the All-Star game, and first pitch is up and in. It was great to hear Whit talk about the experiences he met with the Kansas City press today. And he told us that he called his mom and dad just to say hi after the ball game the other day. And it was right after Ned Yost had told him in the clubhouse that he was going to Cleveland for the All-Star weekend. And he just had a conversation with mom and dad about how you doing, what's going on. And then about 5 minutes in, he said, oh, by the way, I was selected for the All-Star game. He said his mom, Kissy, was pretty mad. And now he knocks one back up the middle for a base hit. And just to hear Whit talk about Bill and Kissy really warms your heart, because he's talking about how his dad helped him when he was in the minor leagues and struggling, and he was only making $10,000 a year. So they said, why don't you just live with us, eat our food, work out, and get bigger and stronger for your game of baseball, and let's see how this thing works out. And he goes, he was a little frustrated, but that was 4 years ago. And since then, he's become one of the better baseball players in the American League and heading to Cleveland to represent our community and our organization at the All-Star game. Here is Adalberto Mondesi. 6-1, Cleveland leads it. Bauer to Mondesi. Adalberto knocks it foul right side, so he's down in the count 0-2. Last time Bauer faced the Royals last week at Progressive Field in Cleveland, he struck out 12 Royals. He had a 32% swing and miss percentage with the Royals in the previous start. Did not go very well for him. He had no swings and misses on his fastball, but boy, he had a lot of life. Great slider last week. The 0-2. Again pulled foul. So it stays 0-2. One out, Merrifield at first base with 11 stolen bases. But the Royals need base runners, trailing by 5. I know it's only the third inning, but Bauer's in the mound, and he has a history of going deep and pitching well. The 0-2 pitch is chased on an off-speed pitch, and Mondesi strikes out, number 3 for Bauer. And there are 2 outs now. The Vans Metropolitan Community College Foundation and Royals Charities give back with a scholarship for students in need. For every quality start, both organizations donate $150 towards a full scholarship for an MCC student. Check out mcckc.edu for details. 6-1, Cleveland has the lead. Bottom of the third inning, Alex Gordon, the batter. He singled his first time up, but was thrown out at second, trying to stretch it into a double. Bauer deals first pitch, change up high for a ball. He's done well against Cleveland this year. Now 9 hits and 23 times up, and a home run. He now has belted 19 home runs in his career against Cleveland. Witt dives back safely. But another thing that Witt talked about with the media before the ball game, you know, he said it was something special being selected to the All-Star game, because he did reflect. He said, I was looking back where I was 4 years ago. Did have a future in the game. The 1-0 pitch is swung on, popped up left side, should be played by Ramirez, who is just on the lip of the outfield. Jacob Junis had a ridiculously taxing third inning, and he throws one pitch to Tyler Naquin, and Naquin hits it right back to Jacob, and he throws him out. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and that's more like it, because Junis would like to help out the team and help out the bullpen by going at least 5, but right now he is nearing 80 pitches. But he gets that first pitch out here to open the 4th inning, and now back to the top of the order in Francisco Lindor. Lindor going back to the All-Star game, his 4th straight All-Star game. He has been a very special player for the Indians, who are trying to get back to the postseason for the 5th time in the last 7 years. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. They won the Central last year. 91-71 was their record. They won their 3rd straight Central Division championship. Swing and a miss. And they made it to a World Series in 2016, but of course lost to the Chicago Cubs in the 7th game. And now they are chasing the Minnesota Twins, who look like a mighty opponent this year. Junis to the plate. Lindor swings, pulls it to the right side, fielded by Lopez. His throw in plenty of time, 2 out. This summer, when you're at the K, make sure to swing by the Royals team store for a great selection of Royals patriotic gear, including what the players are wearing on the field. The Royals team store is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4, and they've got a lot of great stuff. I got a white Royals golf shirt the other day with a real cool looking R on it. First pitch slider by Junis, taken for ball 1. Oscar Mercado has struck out twice. The 1-0 pitch is foul off. Mercado was a great pickup in 2018 from the St. Louis Cardinals. He was highly regarded in the Cardinals organization as a shortstop coming up. He was a second-round pick in 2013. Here's a well-struck ball right side fielded by Lopez, and he'll throw out Mercado. That's more like it for Jacob. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Cleveland leads 6-1. Bauer versus Dozier to start things. Then Soler on deck and Chesler Cuthbert. Bauer to the plate, and it is a check swing. Did he foul it off? I wasn't sure if the ball was dropped by Perez. No, it was just a check swing, and the ball clipped off the glove of Roberto Perez, so it's a 1-0 count for Dozier. 5 hits last 3 games for Hunter. The 1-0 is just high with a cut fastball at 85 miles an hour. As Denny told you, Bauer throws every pitch: fastball, cutter, curve, slider, change. And then he talked about the different variations he'll put on certain pitches. The 2-0 is in there. 2-1. The Royals run was supplied by the guy in the on-deck circle, Jorge Soler, who blasted one to deep left field. Bauer to the plate. Dozier takes it high and outside. 3-1. So the Royals have out-homered the Indians 1-0, but trail it 6-1. Indians infield is playing Dozier to pull. 3-1 is hit high in the air to center field. Backing up is Mercado, still going backpedaling near the wall. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Bauer got away with one there. Fans, the Royals Charities 50-50 raffle presented by Edelman and Thompson is now available to play online in the state of Missouri. Proceeds from the 50-50 raffle fund grants to organization in the Kansas City area that serve children and military families. To learn more and purchase raffle tickets, ask a seller at the K or visit Royals.com/5050. Here is Soler, who launched one into the drink. Fountains in left center. And he takes a first pitch breaking ball off the plate for ball 1. So 17 of his last 29 hits have been extra base hits, including 12 home runs. He knocks this one out of play for a strike. And there was some talk that why isn't Soler being invited to the home run derby on Monday in Cleveland? He certainly has the power. I mean, most of his home runs have been well over 420 feet. Big, strong guy out of Cuba. He's now had 23 home runs for the Royals, on pace for over 40. The 1-1 check swing. He did not go on a pitch low. .57 RBIs. That leads the club. Royals strengthening their offense today. I mean, it is a rather impressive first 6-7 guys now in that lineup. Here's the pitch, and it is in there for a strike when you consider Mondesi's back and healthy. So you go Merrifield, Mondesi, Gordon, Dozier, Soler, Cuthbert. Cuthbert's been swinging the bat well, and so is Nicky Lopez. And Martin Maldonado the last 2 weeks has been swinging the bat well. But you must pitch, and the Royals did not do a good job of that in Toronto. The 2-2 is outside, full count, 3-2. The Royal pitchers gave up 30 runs to the Blue Jays in that 4-game series, including 12 home runs. The 3-2 is outside, ball 4, and Bauer suffers his first walk of the evening. Now we must face Chesler Cuthbert with a man on. We were talking about how these Indians might be on that cusp of their window beginning to close, wanting to build the minor league system. There was some talk when we were back in Cleveland about moving some of their high-priced, big-name players. Here's the pitch, and Cuthbert takes a strike on the inside corner. One of those might be tonight's starting pitcher, Bauer. Depends on how they go until the trade deadline, where they are in the standings. Here's the pitch, and Cuthbert takes a mighty rip at a slider and misses, now down in the count 0-2. The 2016 team that went to the World Series had guys like Rajay Davis and Mike Napoli and Jan Gomes and Marlon Byrd. Of course, they had the great pitching and the great bullpen of Miller and Cody Allen. Breaking ball low, 1-2. But boy, they have suffered a lot of injuries. Right now, 3 starting pitchers are out. Kluber, Carrasco, and Salazar. One is back, and we'll see him tomorrow night, Michael Clevenger. Danny Duffy will be on the hill for KC. The 1-2. High. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But even though they won 91 games last year in the 3rd straight Central, they said so long to guys like Miller and Allen and Brantley and Alonso and Encarnacion. The 2-2 pitch. Cuthbert swings and misses and strikes out. That is 4 now for Bauer. Nicky Lopez singled his last time up. Singled sharply up the middle, and he's got a 5-game hit streak going. 6 for his last 17 with a couple of doubles. You can tell he's beginning to feel a little more comfortable at the plate. And obviously, the game of baseball is a game of adjustments. You might light it up when you come up, then all of a sudden they start throwing that breaking ball, and there's a high fly ball to right field, pushing the right fielder Naquin back. Now he trots in a couple of steps and makes.
Santana looks at a pitch a little bit outside. Ball 1. Santana in the first inning flied out to center. In inning number 3, walked and scored. Indians got 5 in the 3rd. Ground ball foul over toward the Royals dugout. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Tomorrow night, Danny Duffy makes the start. He'll go against Mike Clevenger. Fastball missed. And 2 balls, 1 strike. And then Thursday afternoon, 4th of July, Homer Bailey and Zach Plesac. It's a 12:15 start on Thursday. Strike called. Breaking ball from Jacob Junis. 2-2 to Carlos Santana. Santana will be at his home ballpark, Cleveland, for the All-Star game. There's a pop foul out of play. Lindor will also be on the American League All-Star team. And relief pitcher Brad Hand. Pretty good swing there, foul off. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out.
Yeah, and Santana spent so much time in the Cleveland organization. He had a home there, and he did not sell it when he went to Philadelphia last year.
Smart man. Smart man. Ground ball. Diving stop. Cuthbert, but he deflects it to Nicky Lopez, and the throw to the pitcher covering is not in time.
And then it rolled into the dugout.
So that's going to be a single and an error.
To the second baseman.
Nicky tried to barehand it and get it to Junis, but Junis didn't have much of a chance.
Yeah, they charged Junis with the error, thinking the throw should have been caught.
So now it's Kipnis at the plate. 6 hits now for Cleveland. Kipnis swings late, fouls it off. So infield single, E1. Royals committed 2 errors now. Dozier, a throwing error, inning number 3. This pitch just off the corner, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that was the one area of their game that they were really competing well with. They had the fewest errors in the American League with just 31. Now they've got 33.
Runner at second. Swing and a miss. So Kipnis down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the Royals have had very good defensive teams for quite a number of years now. And especially during the glory years, where they didn't give away anything. Bouncing ball foul past first. 1-2 on Jason Kipnis. Now Newberry, just called up from the minor leagues, begins to throw behind Junis in the Royals bullpen. The 1-2 pitch. Going outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Each team got a run in the second, then Cleveland scored 5 in the third. 6 runs, 6 hits, 1 run, 4 hits for the Royals. This pitch a little bit low. Full count of 3-2. Because of one of the reasons for Junis, and this pitch will be number 100, is this small strike zone. Fly ball fairly deep left, and the wind is pushing it. Alex near the warning track, one-hands it, turns and guns it toward third, but Santana, still a decent runner, tagging and making it to third base. The wind is out of the south at about 20 miles an hour. Try as he might, Alex could really not get behind that fly ball and get a whole lot of momentum on his throw. So what he had to do was spin and get a little momentum with the spin, and very difficult to make an accurate and get a lot on the throw to third base. And Santana, making good judgment, goes to third, and now the infield is in, and Ramirez at the plate. And Jose Ramirez takes low, ball 1. Signal given, the pitch made, and a ground ball foul past first to even the count at 1-1. Alex Gordon is as good an outfielder as I've ever seen at playing a ball in the air when he's going to make a throw to a base. He'll stay behind it, he'll get momentum going, make the catch, and then uncork normally a really good accurate throw. But when the wind blowing to left, and as hard as the wind is blowing, Alex had to keep retreating as the wind carried that ball deeper, and he was near the warning track when he finally made the catch. So good base running by Santana. That forces the infield, all 4 infielders, to come in, and a line drive up the right field line, hooking foul. Ramirez is singled. He is grounded into a force out. His force out in the third inning drove in a run, and Ramirez has scored 2 of the 6 Cleveland tallies. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the switch hitting Jose Ramirez. Jacob Junis brings it in, and it's tapped foul right at home plate. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is game 1 of a 3-game series. Game 2 tomorrow night. Game 3 on the 4th of July at 12:15. Junis with a slider that missed away. And the count is even 2-2 on Ramirez. "106 pitches now for Jake." Boy, that pitch barely missed. Maldonado held the glove, and apparently plate umpire Pat Hoberg thought it was a little bit low, but it was a breaking ball. It's not where the catcher catches it. It's where the ball goes over the plate.
That looked like it caught a lot of the plate.
Maldonado thought so. So did Junis. So did the Royals dugout. Well, those in the dugout. The dugout didn't care. 3-2 pitch. He started to swing, and he made contact, and the ball in the dirt. Did not make contact. Ball in the dirt. Throw to first to complete the put out at first base. So runner at third, 2 out, and out comes Ned Yost. And 108 pitches. That's going to do it for Junis. And as I said, pitch counts begin to rise when the strike zone is small. It's called the
members, and Armed Forces Night is tomorrow night. Moving pregame ceremonies honoring our armed forces, and after the game tomorrow, you can enjoy a special fireworks spectacular. Wednesday fireworks this week. Wednesday fireworks. Plenty of good tickets available. Check it out at Royals.com/promotions. Denny, fireworks tomorrow night.
Okay, Steve, and Jake Newberry just called up from Omaha today. This is his third go-around with the big league team this season. He was with the Royals April 11 to the 12th of May. Runner at third, 2 out. And Jake Bauers takes strike one. Newberry was the 26th man for the May 22nd doubleheader in St. Louis. He did not pitch. His last big league outing, you have to go back to May the 12th. In the dirt and a block by Maldonado. Boy, Maldonado, I'd love to know how many runs he has saved with the runner at third and a pitch in the dirt so far this year. Be a pretty good number. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake Bauers so far has singled and doubled. His double in the third inning drove in 2 runs. Santana's at third, 2 out, 5th inning, 6-1 Cleveland. Lined up the middle and into center field. And here comes Santana to score, and Bauers is 3 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. So Newberry greeted by a solid single. Up comes Roberto Perez. Sac fly, RBI in the second, reached on an error in the third. So 7 runs, 7 hits for Cleveland, 1 run, 6 hits for the Royals. Jake Newberry's pitch to Perez is low and outside, ball 1. The Indians looking for their 46th win of the season. Their record is 45-38. Right-handed batter takes a little bit inside, and Newberry's beginning to figure out that you better throw it pretty much right down the middle if you want Pat Hoberg to call a strike.
Such a shame.
Well, what are you going to do?
I know you've got to reward the pitcher some way. Every single rule that's been made in Major League Baseball history has been to favor the offense.
2-0 pitch is a strike, and it was pretty much down the middle. Roberto Perez run batted in the second inning gives him 32. The Indians have won the last 3 American League Central Division titles that followed the Royals Division Championship in 14. Minnesota off to a great start. So they're trying to snap Cleveland's string of championships. There's a pitch that missed, 3-1. So Perez with a hitter's count. Another advantage of a small strike zone. And ball 4, low and outside. So 2 on, 2 out, 1 in. Bobby Brantley is 0 for 2, number 8 hitter. One of the popular features over the last few years is the Royals alumni batting practice. A lot of you are familiar with it. Anyone 20 years or older can join. A little pop-up. Left field, over comes Alex to make the catch and end the inning. We'll tell you a little more.
It's a great event, September the 7th. That's a Saturday from 8:30 till noon, $325. I'll give you the phone number for Royals alumni batting practice, 816-504-4150, 816-504-4150. A lot of great memories, and it's a lot of fun, and it's right here in town, Kauffman Stadium, on the 7th of September, Denny.
Okay, Steve, and Maldonado takes strike one. Martin struck out his first time up. I'll tell you a little bit about, we were talking about Trevor Bauer and some of the odd things that he has done, and it all started very early. His dad, Warren Bauer, was a chemical engineer. It may sound dangerous. There's a swing and a miss as far as applying it to baseball. But even though Warren Bauer didn't play much baseball as a boy, he taught his son to view baseball and pitching through a scientific prism. Now, where do you go from there, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Here is the 0-2 pitch. Maldonado takes outside. Well, they read about Cubans who threw coconuts to build arm strength, so they soaked baseballs in water to make them heavier. They drove nails into softballs, a trick that Nolan Ryan used to add weight, not to himself, but to the ball. They sometimes hollowed out balls, shoving sand and fishing weights inside. And Warren Bauer said, I wanted Trevor to learn how to throw the right way. We never imagined there was such a huge divide on how you go about pitching and techniques and the mechanics of it. And really, Steve, you stop and think about it. If you interviewed 30 pitching coaches, all the big league pitching coaches, I'll bet you'd have a lot of variations as to the mechanics, the delivery, grips on the ball. It's pretty fascinating, really. 1-2 pitch. Maldonado pops a foul back into the seats and out of play.
Yeah, you wonder, his training is more, not less. I mean, everything is about protecting those valuable arms, and they are valuable. They make millions of dollars, and as draft picks, they get millions of dollars. But we tend to limit their pitching, limit their innings. And Trevor's totally old school, and it's more is better. It's like if you want to be a marathon runner, you don't run 100-yard dash, you run long distances, and that's kind of how he trains.
Well, we were watching him before the game.
Yes.
Breaking ball to Maldonado is pulled foul on the ground up along third, and it's still 1-2.
You talk about long toss. I mean,
oh man,
4 capital letters, L-O-N-G. I mean, he was standing he was in the left field corner, throwing to his teammate over to the right field side of center field. That's a long throw, and that's 40 minutes before he's about to pitch in a game.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bauer's next pitch is a curveball that hung a little bit, hit down the left field line, hooking foul. He got away with that pitch. That was a hanging curveball.
And I understand from the story I read that he started long tossing at the age of 10 by himself. He would just do it from one fence line to another fence line, and he figured, well, if I'm short, then I've got to adjust, just like I have to adjust when I'm on the mound trying to throw strikes.
Here's the 1-2 to Maldonado, and it's low and outside. Well, when he was younger, he would throw at least 6 days a week with baseballs, weighted balls or medicine balls once in a while. And then Steve just talked about the long toss up to 380 feet even before he starts a game. 2-2 pitch. Maldonado chases a slider, but to no avail. He strikes out, and that gives Trevor Bauer strikeout number 5. That brings up Billy Hamilton. Hamilton hit a line drive off the backside of Trevor Bauer. He very calmly reached down, picked the ball up, and threw out Hamilton at first base. So 1 away. Hamilton swings and fouls it off. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Royals Baseball Network.
Giving away a prize every segment starting July 8th during Christmas and July week. 610 Sports Radio, KCSB Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Kansas City, a radio.com sports station.
Billy Hamilton takes a strike, and now advantage in the count. Trevor Bauer. Popped up on the infield. Kipnis, second baseman there to make the catch. 2 down.
You know, Denny, he really Trevor Bauer, I think, kind of sees himself not just as a pitcher, but kind of as a pioneer and as a scientist. I mean, I think he really looks at it in his mind from a scientific standpoint, how I can be at my best and what it will take. And he's got a very analytical mind, and it's just a fascinating story. And you remember, of course, you know, he got bounced around. Arizona drafted him, and, you know, it didn't go well with the coaches there or whatever. They traded him, and and then he bounced around, and here he is. And after a few years, he has really become one of the best pitchers in the game.
Quinn Merrifield takes a breaking ball for a strike. Well, as I mentioned, his dad is a chemical engineer. I guess Trevor Bauer's a pitching engineer.
I think he is.
With a scientific tilt. A little bit low and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I think Terry Francona, and when Mickey Hatcher was his pitching coach, I think they looked at Trevor and they saw his ability and they sort of said, let Trevor be Trevor.
Sure. Do your thing. If it works, it works. We're not going to sidetrack you in any way, shape, or form. And he's pretty good. There's a pitch down too low.
Well, he's wearing clown shoes tonight, so I guess that's working for him. They're multicolored, and they look like they're about 3 sizes too big.
There's probably some method to it. He probably looked it up somewhere and said, in Kansas City on July the 2nd, that will work.
You know what? They're real comfortable.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
And a lot of guys in the batter's box aren't.
You know, you could make the argument that in 2016, Cleveland wins the World Series if this guy isn't, you know, unfortunately playing with a drone during the playoffs, tearing up his finger, and he missed the World Series. I mean, imagine
Good point.
A healthy Trevor Bauer in that World Series. It was so tight.
Slow roller. Whit's got a heck of a chance to beat it out, and he will. So Merrifield getting on top of the pitch at a slow roller up the third baseline. No way that Ramirez, who was playing rather deep, was going to throw him out. So Merrifield has his second hit. The Royals have a runner at first with 2 out. And Mondesi coming up. He has flied to center and gone down swinging.
And that's kind of funny because those guys are pretty good friends, Whit Merrifield and Trevor Bauer. Bauer has a television show that is online, and he invited Whit to be on because Trevor's UCLA Bruins were beaten by Merrifield's South Carolina Gamecocks.
Big swing, Mondesi. He came up empty, strike 1.
And it was kind of funny, Denny, because Bauer had him on as the host. He goes, I don't even know why I'm having you on. I can't stand you after your guys beat my Bruins.
0-1 the count. Mondesi up there left-handed. He hits a high drive to deep right. Back goes Naquin to the wall. And gone. Mondesi. Mondesi's 7th home run makes it a 7-3 game. Well, the Royals have 2 home runs. Cleveland yet to hit a home run. We talked early in the game about the team that can keep the ball in the ballpark tonight will have a great chance of winning it. The Royals still have a lot of work to do. Now it's 7-3, and the batter is Alex Gordon. Strike 1 to Alex, who is singled and popped to third. Square it up, get it in the air. The ball is going to carry. It's that kind of a night. Hot, humid, wind blowing out. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gordon. Trevor Bauer now has surrendered 17 home runs this year. Pitch is high. The count is 2-1. Alex with 10 home runs. This pitch is down too low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Alex Gordon against Trevor Bauer now has 5 hits in 27 at-bats. So Bauer has pitched Alex very tough. 3-1. And in the hands and fouled straight back. So a full count of 3-2.
And Denny, he almost looks like he's max effort on every single pitch. And then he has that grunt at the end of every single toss, a little like Nolan Ryan or a Wimbledon tennis player.
3-2 pitch to Gordon and a swing and a miss. So strikeout number 6 for Bauer, but the Royals come up with a pair of runs at the end of 5. 7 played, 7-3 Cleveland. Big inning was inning number 3. They got 5. The Royals have plenty of time, though. Here we go to inning number 6 and back to Steve.
Jake Newberry stays in the ball game and gets ready to throw to Tyler Naquin, who will lead things off for the 3rd time. He's the number 9 batter, but he led off the 3rd inning with a solid single to right field and came around to score on the bases loaded walk. And then he swung at the first pitch he saw from Jacob Junis and grounded out to open the 4th. Here's the pitch by Newberry. Swung on, hit pretty well. Left center field, long run for Billy Hamilton. He dives, can't reach it. It bangs up against the wall, and stopping at second base with a leadoff double is Tyler Naquin. So he is 2 for 3 on the day. This is game 1 of a 3-game series between the Royals and Indians. And tomorrow night, it's a 7:15 first pitch, and it will be Armed Forces Night presented by Quick Trip, Folds of Honor, and Price Chopper. You can join us for a special pregame ceremony honoring the men and women who serve our country. And if you're going to be here for that great pregame ceremony, fans are really encouraged to be in their seats by around 6:20. And members of the military will also be honored throughout the game through the Buck O'Neill Legacy Seat and Salute to Service programs. Here's the pitch, fouled off. Francisco Lindor has been on once. He singled in the 3rd and was one of the 5 Indians to come around to score in that 5-run 3rd when the Tribe sent 9 men to the plate. Naquin at second base. Newberry to Lindor. The pitch swung on, hit to right field. Merrifield right there, adjusts, makes the catch. The runner will tag and go, and Naquin goes in standing up to 3rd. So good plate appearance for Lindor. Even though he flies out, he does advance the base runner, and the Indians have done a good job in that department tonight. Also tomorrow night, there will be a great fireworks spectacular because this is the way the Royals will celebrate Independence Day, with fireworks on July 3rd rather than the 4th, because we have a 12:15 game on Thursday, a getaway day before we head to Washington to play the Nationals. But that spectacular, the patriotic theme fireworks that is sponsored by Popsicle and Price Chopper. Now the batter is Oscar Mercado. He's had a rough night, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, but all 3 previous at-bats facing starting pitcher Junis. Newberry comes set. Brings it home. Swing and a miss, a 1-1 count. Tomorrow night is also Student Night presented by Inc., where students can purchase a View Reserved or Outfield Plaza ticket for just $8 on Wednesday home games. Naquin at 3rd, infield is in. Newberry's 1-1 outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jake takes his time getting back upon that mind, getting this sign, and the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One of the Royals' top prospects pitched tonight. Brady Singer with Northwest Arkansas was roughed up a bit, did go 6 innings, and gave up 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He'll be pitching in the Futures game next week, along with Royals lefty Chris Bubich. Here's the 2-2, a swing, ground ball back to the mound. He holds the runner, throws to first, and records the second out. So a good pitch there. Mercado didn't do much with it, hitting it back to the mound, and Newberry was able to hold the runner. So now it's up to getting Santana out to get out of the 6th inning without a run to score. The Royals have cut the Cleveland lead to 7-3. You might remember their only win last week in Cleveland. They were trailing by 3 runs as late as the 9th inning and had that remarkable comeback, capped by the grand slam home run by Hunter Dozier to win it. Newberry to Santana, who checks his swing on a pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. Santana tonight has flied out, walked and scored, reached on an infield hit, and then moved to second base on the air by the pitcher Junis. And came around to score on the base hit by Jake Bowers. The 1-0 is hit to the left side and backhanded by Mondesi. Long throw, dug out by Cuthbert. That's a nice play all the way around. Fine play by Mondesi. Good pick by Cuthbert. No runs for the Indians. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning of play here at Kauffman Stadium. It's the Indians out of the park in this inning. Sam will win $2,700, and if the Royals hit a grand slam into the park, Sam will win $25,000 from Sonic, and the Royals will be tied. They currently trail it 7-3, and Dozier coming up. So Sam, you got a chance this inning because we've got some power coming up. Dozier with 13 home runs, Soler with 23, and then Cuthbert in his short time in the bigs this year with 4. Fastball up and in, and it's 1-1. Hunter is 0 for 2 on the evening. He popped up to third in the 2nd inning and flew out to center field in the 4th. The 1-1 pitch. Dozier swings and cracks it hard and deep to center field. That's a way back. It is up against the wall. Hunter around second base, now going to third, and he will make it safely. And now he's going home. Here's the throw to the plate, and he is going to be out. Now, it was not a wise base running decision by Dozier. The Royals are trailing by 4 runs. That run doesn't matter, but getting to third as the leadoff man was awfully important. He does get a triple, and Hunter kind of takes his helmet and bangs it against the dugout. He knew he made a mistake there. I mean, you applaud the hustle. It was a 3-base hit that one hopped the wall, but as the rule says in baseball, if you are down by 4 runs in these innings, right now you just need to get on base and let Soler bring you home. First pitch to Jorge, outside corner, yes, strike 1.
Let me tell you another rule. You're never quite as fast between second and third as you were going home plate to second. You're never quite as fast going third to home as you were going second to third. That's a rule, because think of it this way, Steve. How many times does a player round the bases home to home in a big league game?
Oh,
not many at all.
It's so rare. Sometimes you only see it once a year. And there is a strike, and it's a 1-2 count. But I still go back to the score. And, you know, maybe if it's a tie game or you have a 1-run lead, quite frankly, don't get thrown out at home plate.
Well, sure, that supersedes your speed, yeah.
If you're leading off the inning, maybe if there's 2 outs and it's a tie game and it's late in the contest, but not leading off. Anyway, Dozier is thrown out at the plate. And Soler has the count 1-2, and now Bauer with a breaking ball that misses away, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soler is homered and walked. Bauer gets the sign from his catcher, Roberto Perez. The wide and pitch and a swing and a line drive, base hit to right field. The center fielder cuts it off very quickly, and a nice play by Oscar Mercado. That will keep Soler at first base and the double play in order. So Bauer getting some help from his defense tonight, as Alex Gordon was thrown out at second base by Jake Bowers from left field. Alex tried to stretch it into a double, but that was with 2 outs. In this case, Dozier was thrown out trying to stretch a triple into a little extra after a wild throw from the center fielder. Now Cuthbert, who is 0 for 2. First pitch in there, strike 1. Hey fans, on Saturday, July 13th, join your fellow Missouri fans and receive a limited edition Royals and Mizzou themed bucket hat. Get your theme ticket now to receive the hat at Gate A and to watch your Royals take on the Detroit Tigers. For more information, check out Royals.com/theme tickets. Cuthbert takes it outside for a ball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Soler at first base. Royals trail by 4. The pitch, and it is down low. 2-1. Royals made 2 moves today, activating Adalberto Mondesi and optioning Humberto Arteaga to Omaha. Here's the pitch and a swing and a pop-up. Foul territory. Santana near the Royals dugout makes the catch, and 2 out. The Royals also optioned Scott Barlow, who had been struggling lately, a guy with 2 great breaking balls, good velocity on his fastball, but needed to go down and work on his mechanics. He has stuff that is major league quality, but catching too much of the plate. So he was sent down, and the Royals called up Jake Newberry, who is pitching tonight. By the way, a big congratulations to the U.S. women's soccer team as they knocked off England earlier this afternoon 2-1 in the Women's World Cup. Here's the pitch, and a breaking ball is in there to Nicky Lopez for strike 1. Alex Morgan got the game-winning goal in that flash. Soler at first. Lopez down in the count, 0-1. Bauer deals. Lopez swings, pulls it to the right side. Kipnis, easy play, tosses him out. That does it for the Royals. They get 2 hits, but Dozier player Sam Westfall from Mission will receive 2 tickets to a future Royals home game and a $10 reloadable My Sonic card. We head to the 7th inning of play. It's 7-3 Cleveland. They have 7 runs on 8 hits. The Royals have 3 runs on 8 hits. Jason Kipnis will lead things off. Jake Newberry still on the mound. And his first pitch to Kipnis is in there for strike 1. Royals defense remains the same. Cuthbert at first, Lopez second, Mondesi short, Dozier at third. Outfield Gordon left, Hamilton center, Merrifield right. 0-1 outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Newberry does have a fastball that's low to mid-90s. When he keeps it down, he can be really good because he's very aggressive. But he's got to keep that pitch down. The 1-1 is lined sharply right to the third baseman, Dozier, for out number 1. Now Jose Ramirez Ramirez had a good series against the Royals last week. 3 doubles in that win 2, lose 1 effort against Kansas City. He was gone 2 games from the Baltimore series as he had to fly home to celebrate with his wife, birth of a child, so he was off on the paternity leave for a couple of games. Guy who only stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, but my goodness, he's got some kind of power. The 1-0 pitch is swung on, popped up, right side. Merrifield trots under it, has plenty of time, and makes the catch. So 2 quick outs for Newberry here in the 7th inning. I was talking about Ramirez's power. A guy 5 feet 8 inches tall that hit 39 home runs last year. Only 5 this year and only 1 the last 39 games. And they're saying he struggled from the left side of the plate more so than from the right side. Well, here's a guy who has not been struggling at all tonight, Jake Bauers. Young man from Southern California is 3 for 3 with a pair of singles and a double and 3 RBIs. Newberry to Bauer, strike 1. So with the 3 hits, Bauers has lifted his batting average to .235. He came over from the Tampa Bay Rays last year, showed good power, but a lot of strikeouts. 0-1 pitch, down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year with the Rays, hit 11 home runs and drove in 48. This year, just past the halfway mark, 10 home runs and 32 RBIs. The pitch is down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind continues to blow out towards left here on a warm night in Kansas City. First pitch temperature was 90 degrees, hot, humid. All wind blowing out towards left. The 2 home runs that have been struck both by the Royals, but KC trails by 4. Fastball high, 3-1. Next pitch by Newberry is hit to the left side, backhanded by Mondesi. Long throw, got a nice play. That's back-to-back innings, ending on fine plays by Adalberto Mondesi. Good to have him back at shortstop tonight, back from the injured list. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning of play. It's the Royals trailing. The 7th inning stretch was brought to you by Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. Visit planetfitness.com to learn how to join for $10 a month. Trevor Bauer is still out there. He has gone 6 innings, given up 3 runs, trying for his 7th inning, and this likely would be his final frame because he's thrown 97 pitches. Maldonado will lead it off, then Hamilton, and then Whit Merrifield, but Martin already fouled off the first pitch, so he's down strike 1, and then he loops one into right field for a hit. So Maldonado on for the first time. He's 1 for 3. Royals actually out-hit Cleveland 9-8, but 2 errors have hurt them, and 2 walks also cost Jacob Junis, one that drove in a run, one that loaded the bases. This would be a really tight ball game. Billy Hamilton, the batter, 0 for 2. He was 1 for 11 on the road trip, and the first pitch is in there for strike 1. He had several good years with the Cincinnati Reds, never, electrifying years, but 2016 he hit .260, stole 58 bases. One year 2017, I believe it was, he scored 85 runs. I'd love to see that. This pitch is in. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. 7 runs, 8 hits for Cleveland. 3 runs, 9 hits for the Royals, but 2 errors. Maldonado, not much speed over at first base. Bauer brings it, and Hamilton knocks a base hit through the whole left side. Martin will stop at second base. And they've got a left-hander throwing down in the Cleveland bullpen. It looks like it might be Oliver Perez.
Yeah, Maldonado started the big 5-run rally in Cleveland, remember?
Yep.
A double.
And now he's at second base again with Billy Hamilton at first base at the top of the order coming up. So looks like Terry Francona wants to make a pitching change. Or is that Carl Willis out there? It's Carl Willis out on the mound talking with Trevor Bauer, and they probably want to know what his thoughts are, because Bauer tonight facing Merrifield has given up 2 hits. Well, by the way, fans, on Saturday we told you July 13th you can be one of the first 15,000 fans to receive an exclusive Danny Duffy designed bobblehead presented by American Century. It's really cool because the bobblehead features Danny and his beloved dog Sadie. Tickets are available now at royals.com/promotions. I've known Danny for years, and he is a big lover of canines, and his dog Sadie, as big as she is, well, they are best friends. Here's Whit Merrifield, 2 for 3. He now has 110 hits on this season. Came in tied with LeMahieu of the Yankees for the most in the AL. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. Whit had 10 hits on the road trip. When he scored on Mondesi's home run in the 5th, that was the 60th run he has scored this year. Right now just trying to square up Trevor. The 1-0 is low. 2 balls and no strikes. You've got Mondesi waiting on deck. You have the left-hander, Perez, in the bullpen, and he's getting ready, I believe, for both Mondesi and Gordon, a switch hitter and a left-hander, to follow. The 2-0, low, 3 balls and no strikes, and Bauer came off the mound as if he was angry with himself for missing on that pitch. Will Ned Yost give Whit the green light? Looks into the dugout, now steps back in the batter's box. Very good fastball hitter, short, quick to the ball. The 3-0. He is taking all the way and takes a strike on the inside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike with Bauer. Still showing very good velocity. That last fastball was 96 miles an hour. Maldonado at second. Hamilton at first. 3-1 pitch. Fouled back, and boy, he had another good rip on an inside heater. May have heard Whit bark out in disgust. He thought that was the pitch he could handle. Yeah, it was right down the middle. But a lot of zip to it. Will Bauer try another one of those, or will he go with the breaking ball? 2 on, nobody out. 7th inning. The pitch. Line drive up the middle. That's a base hit. Maldonado will be held at third, and the Royals have him loaded with nobody out. A 3-hit game for Whit. And here comes Terry Francona. So we will see a pitching change, and it is that wily left-hander with all kinds of different deliveries, Oliver Perez. Royals trail by 4, but the tying run will be coming up. And fans, one call does it all. This call to the bullpen is sponsored by Bob Hamilton Plumbing, Heating.
Fireworks Wednesday this week. Wednesday tomorrow night, Fizz. Plenty of good tickets available. Be a good hot summer night, and what could be better on 4th of July Eve than baseball followed by fireworks tomorrow night?
How about some early fireworks on July 2nd from the bat of Adalberto Mondesi? Bases loaded, nobody out. Oliver Perez He's the lefty, and his first pitch to Mondesi is swung on, hit in the air, center field. Martin Maldonado is going to tag. The throw will be to third. Maldonado will score, and it's a 7-4 ball game. The Royals trail by 3 on Mondesi's sacrifice fly, so his first game back from the disabled list. Mondesi is driven in 3, and that gives him 47 RBIs on the year. Well, that's one of the reasons they wanted to bring in Perez. They wanted to turn around and have Adalberto bat from the right side and then face Gordon. He has been devastating against left-handed hitters this year. Perez with that funky delivery. He has only allowed 8 hits in 47 at-bats to left-handers this year. That's a 170 batting average. Hamilton at second base, Witt at first. First pitch, low, ball 1. You've got nothing but right-handers to follow the next 3. And they now have a right-hander throwing in the Cleveland bullpen. Tyler Clippard. Here's the pitch. Low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Perez to Gordon. Alex has a keen eye. 1 for 3 on the night. That was a single back in the first inning. He's had a good year against the Tribe with 9 hits and a home run. Perez, quick pitch. In there, a strike, a 2-1 count. Alex thought it was outside. Asked Pat Holberg where it missed or where it made it, because he said it did. 7-4, Cleveland leads. The Royals at one time were down 7-1, so they're creeping back in this one with 2 in the 5th. Now 1 so far in the 7th. The 2-1. Gordon swings, lines it to right. That's a base hit. Hamilton to score. Witt to third base. He is held there, and the Royals have cut it to 2. So Alex Gordon doing a very good job to get that run in on a tough left-hander. He was able to take one that was a fastball in on him and got the bat head out quickly and pulled it into right field on the line. So a pitching change here with the Royals now within 2 at 7-5. Cleveland still leads. This call to the bullpen is sponsored by Bob Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC.
Yard Cookouts, a pitcher and cup set presented by Price Chopper. That'll be on Thursday, Fizz, for that 12-15 game.
You're right, Stu, and I'm telling you, the Royals have been handed a golden opportunity here. They have 4 singles in this 7th inning. They've drawn to within 2 runs. They have runners in the corner, still only 1 man out, and Terry Francona has gone to Adam Simber, who's a side wander from the right side. He wants to try and get Dozier to hit into a double play, so Hunter has to see the ball up. Here's the pitch, and he checks his swing and a breaking ball low. That was wise to do, not swing at that pitch, because if he did, the best he could do was hit a ground ball. He wants to lift it. Outfield playing Dozier to pull. Middle pinched in, looking for the double play. The 1-0. Lined sharply, but caught by the shortstop, Lindor, and then he whips the throw to first base, but getting back in time is Gordon. Well, Hunter can't hit it much harder than that, but lines out to the shortstop, Lindor. So every ball has been well struck by the Royals. Fortunately, that one found the glove of Lindor, or it would be 7-6 with the Royals trailing by 1. Now Soler, and he's been on base all 3 times tonight. A home run in the 2nd, a walk in the 4th, a single in the 6th. Simber's pitch in there, strike 1. Floated a slider at 74 miles an hour up there to Soler. Once again, the wind is blowing out. Soler has the kind of strength that he doesn't need much, but he has those high arcing shots that might get some help from the wind. The 0-1. In their 0-2. Again, 1 at 74, 1 at 86, and that was Cimber's fastball. Everything moves, slides, cuts, breaks, nothing straight. And he slings it from the side. The 0-2 pitch, just outside, 1-2. Good take by Soler. Merrifield still at third base. Gordon, who singled in Billy Hamilton at first base. Jake Diekman beginning to warm in the Kansas City bullpen. Cimber now brings the pitch. Soler swings and drives it to center field. Backing up, though, is Mercado, and he makes a terrific twisting catch near the warning track. So 2 lineouts by Kansas City.
2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts.
It's 7-5 Cleveland, still with the lead over Kansas City, but you've got to appreciate, respect the heart and will of the Royals as they made a tremendous effort to come back in this one, and they have cut it to just 2, Denny.
You are absolutely correct.
Thank you very much.
That's about as succinct as it can get. 7 runs, 8 hits for the Royals, or for Cleveland, and 5 runs, 12 hits for KC. And Diekman, who's really been throwing well, comes in to work to Roberto Perez, and ball 1. Perez, so far tonight, has walked, reached on an error, and driven home a run with a sacrifice fly. And a curveball from Diekman right in there. And 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake pitched on Sunday in Toronto, worked a 1-2-3 eighth inning with a couple of strikeouts. Each of his last 3 appearances, 6 of his last 7 have been scoreless. Fastball is outside. Diekman lately has fanned 9 hitters in just 5 2/3 innings. His task is to keep the deficit at 2 and give the Royals a shot in the last 2 innings. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Diekman to Perez, and he chops it foul, and the count is even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Diekman has the 2nd longest scoreless streak by a Royals relief pitcher this season. April 22 to May 12, he had a run of 8 2/3 innings. Two balls, 2 strikes. Whitgren is throwing out in the Cleveland pen. Now the pitch is made, and a breaking ball from Diekman is down and in. So a full count of 3-2 on Roberto Perez. Bobby Bradley will be next. Perez hit 7 home runs in the month of June. Most home runs in any month of his career. And a breaking ball missed, ball 4. And now Diekman realizing the strike zone of Pat Hoberg. It has not been kind to the pitchers. Not tonight. So now Bobby Bradley, he's been called back, and Luplow is going to come out and hit for Bobby Bradley, who's really experiencing some growing pains as a big leaguer. So this will be Luplow. Jordan Luplow digging in on the right side. Jordan hitting .257. He's homered 9 times. He's driven in 24. And the lefty Diekman brings it home and throws a fastball strike on the inside corner. Roberto Perez does not run well. He's at first. The wind continues to blow out to left. It's been that way throughout the game. Strike on the inside corner. So Diekman twice crowding the right-handed hitting Luplow, and Jake jumps in front 0-2. Signal given, and now Diekman looks at first and brings it home. Fastball inside, so everything in on this right-handed batter. Luplow becomes Cleveland's designated hitter. That's where Bradley started the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Way inside. Almost hit him. He gets away from Maldonado. Runner to second base. And the throw is not in time. It was a breaking ball in the dirt. And almost hit Luplow in the leg. And it got away from Maldonado. So now the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. So a walk and a wild pitch. The Indians in front 7-5, so the Royals cannot afford to let Cleveland score again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jake Diekman's pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him with a fastball. That's a big strikeout. 1 away. Brings up Tyler Naquin. Naquin has single-doubled, scored a run. He's 2 out of 3. Runner at second, 1 out. Inning number 8. 7-5 in favor of Cleveland. Royals about hit the visitors 12-8. Royals have left 6. There's a slicing foul off third. Indians have stranded 5 runners. No balls, 1 strike on Naquin. Diekman so tough on left-handed batters. No balls, 1 strike. Roberto Perez at second base, the runner. The 1-strike pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. You can just tell by the way Naquin is, his body language at home plate. He's really not getting a good look at Jake Diekman at all. Now it's 0-2. You're not picking up the ball very well, so you're fighting for your life at the plate. And you just want to be able to make contact and maybe dump one into the outfield. And a slider is looped into center field for a hit. Perez will stop at third. And that's exactly what Naquin did with the count 0-2. He didn't take a big full swing. He just took a very controlled swing and just kind of blooped it out over second base and on into center field. So he was fighting for his life, but that slider ended up middle of the plate, just above the knees. And that's not where Diekman wanted that pitch to end up. So now runners first and third for Lindor. Lindor is singled and scored. He's 1 out of 4. Now Cal Eldred's going to go to the mound, and he'll be joined by the entire infield. Steve Stewart's been tracking some of the other games What do you got going on?
Well, Denny, plenty busy night as in Chicago they had rain, so the Tigers and White Sox here in this AL Central did not play. But Minnesota is playing at Oakland tonight, the division leader. Cleveland, of course, the second-place team. Minnesota up 2-0, top of inning number 3. Jake Odorizzi is no joke. He is an all-star, in fact, and he has pitched 2 scoreless tonight against Oakland, and the Twins have gotten a Miguel Sano 2-run homer off for Daniel Mengden, and in the third, it's 2-0 Minnesota leading the Athletics.
So the big meeting is over, and now Diekman, with runners at first and third, facing switch-hitting Francisco Lindor. Infield is halfway. Cleveland in front, 7-5. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. So Lindor in the hole, 0-1. Let's pause for identification on the Royals Baseball Network.
Taking the kids to soccer practice Saturday? We're live and local all day long, starting at 10. 610 Sports Radio, KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Kansas City, a radio.com sports station.
1 strike to count on the Indians' switch-hitting shortstop, Diekman's pitch. And it hit him.
Hit by pitch.
So Lindor hit by a pitch. Hit him on the leg. Very similar to the pitch, not quite as wild as the one that sent Perez to second base. So Diekman having some problems locating his breaking ball. An 0-2 breaking ball ended up middle of the plate. Naquin was able to serve it out into short center field for a single. And now another breaking ball hits Lindor in the leg, and now the Tribe have the bases loaded. And Oscar Mercado, who to this point has had a pretty miserable evening, is at the plate. He has struck out twice. He has grounded out twice. And a ground ball right now could bail the Royals out of this inning. So Oscar Mercado digs in on the right side against the lefty Diekman, and in comes the pitch. Fastball right on target, strike 1. So for Jake, the fastball has been a pretty good friend here in the inning. The breaking ball has not. No balls and a strike. Carlos Santana is the on-deck hitter, now time called at home plate. A walk, a wild pitch, a bloop single, and a hit batter. Bases loaded, 1 out. And the 1-strike pitch from Diekman. Fastball jolted into left, but right at Alex, who makes the catch, and the runners will stay put. Gordon makes a perfect 1-hop throw to the plate. No way that Perez could score. Number 1, he's not very fast. Number 2, Gordon, with a very strong and accurate arm, was coming in on that line drive. So that's just tough hitting luck for Mercado, the way it worked out. So Mercado lines hard to Alex. Now they're loaded with 2 down. And then the switch hitting Carlos Santana. He is 1 out of 3, an infield single. He's also walked and scored a run. So Santana digs in. Diekman taking a long look at Maldonado. Too long for Santana, who backs out. So things have really slowed down. And now finally, Diekman ready. Pitch to Santana. That breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Carlos Santana. He'll be on the American League All-Star team. He has 87 hits, 18 home runs. He has scored twice in this game. He's driven in 50. And he's up there with runners at all three bases. And once again, Diekman has slowed this thing to a crawl. And now Santana once again asks the plate umpire for time. Diekman normally works a little quicker than this. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball inside. And the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night with Danny Duffy going against Mike Clevenger. And then Thursday afternoon, 12:15 start on the 4th of July. And now Maldonado and Diekman want to talk. Homer Bailey pitches on the 4th of July afternoon. Homer will be after win number 8. Zach Plesac. 3 wins, 3 losses. Will go for Cleveland. Now Lopez beginning to work out in the Royals bullpen. Meanwhile, we've hit a snag here in the top of the 8th inning. Now the 1-1 pitch and another fastball in this exact same spot. The last pitch inside. Now 2 balls and a strike to Santana. So Diekman is staying with the fastball to Santana. Bases loaded, 2 out. And Diekman at the belt. In comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. That time a slider. So his last 2 sliders have been pretty good. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. So now, no doubt, Santana is wondering, does he stay with the slider? Or does he go back to the fastball? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 7-5 Cleveland. In comes the pitch. Ground ball, deep shortstop. Mondesi can't come up with it cleanly, and a run is in. It was 8-5 Cleveland. Mondesi tried to backhand it. They'll score that a hit. So an infield hit for Santana, RBI. He placed that ground ball perfectly between Dozier and Mondesi. Mondesi got to it, but the best he could do was get a glove on it, barely, and he could not come up with it cleanly. So Perez, who started the inning with a walk, has scored Cleveland's 8th run. Run batted in, number 51 for Carlos Santana. Now with the bases loaded, 2 out. The hitter is Jason Kipnis. First pitch is a slider down too low. Kipnis is 0 for 3. He walked with the bases loaded in the 3rd inning to pick up a run batted in. He now has 31. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here. And Diekman's pitch. Swinging a foul ball, backing out of play. So the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cleveland's second baseman. A walk, a bloop single, a hit batter, and an infield single that produced 1 run. Now a breaking ball misses low and outside. And 2 balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded, 2 out, a run in. Cleveland now with 8 runs, 10 hits. The Royals 5 runs, 12 hits. Royals have committed 2 errors. 2-1 to Kipnis. ball 3 is low. Remember, Kipnis, as I just said, walked with the bases loaded in inning number 3. Now it's a hitter's count, 3-1. Jake's control not as sharp as it has been in his last 5 or 6 outings. The 3-1 to Kipnis. Fastball right in there. Full count. So now everybody runs. 3-2, 2 out. Diekman has labored through 28 pitches in this half inning. And add to that the fact that he's taking a lot of time between those 28 pitches. And now he steps off the rubber. Three balls, 2 strikes. Left-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. There go the runners. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball, center field. Billy Hamilton is there. And the long half inning is over. Out of all.
And as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, the Royals down 3. Denny, we can check scores. Brought to you by Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised, and a proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Tonight, the Angels are playing at the Rangers. Angels are up 7-4 as they've played 6 innings there. Of course, it's a very sad situation with the passing of Tyler Skaggs. Just yesterday, they canceled last night's game. They all decided they ought to play ball tonight, that's what Tyler Skaggs would have wanted. And the Angels do lead the game 7-4 after 6 innings.
All righty, bottom of the 8th inning, Steve, and it's a breaking ball to Chesler Cuthbert from Nick Whitgren, Wittgren, right-handed pitcher, 6'2", 215, from Torrance, California. Breaking ball outside. 1-1 to Cuthbert. Chesler is 0 for 3. Next pitch to Cuthbert is grounded to deep short. Backhand, Lindor, long throw. A very nice play for out number 1. What else is going on around the big leagues?
Well, we talk about the Angels in Texas. Well, Patrick Corbin signed a big free agent deal with Washington this past offseason, and he's having a good year for Washington. And he was very good friends with Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs wore number 45. And tonight, Patrick Corbin wear that number for Washington in tribute to his friend, and he pitched very well. 7 innings, 1 run against the visiting Miami Marlins. It's a 2-2 game in the bottom of the 9th, the Marlins and the Nationals.
Nicky Lopez at the plate, and he takes ball 1. Nicky 1 out of 3, a 2nd inning single.
Battle of New York in Queens, and the Mets score 3 runs in the 8th. They win it 4-2. Michael Conforto with a 2-run double. It was the difference in the game.
Good swing by Lopez. Fouled it straight back, and the count is even at 1-1.
For the Mets, who are having obviously a very disappointing year, they're looking like a lot of clubs perhaps at the future, and Zach Wheeler was the starter tonight for the Mets. He might be tradable. He went 6 1/3 tonight, gave up just 2 runs. His ERA 186 his last 3 outings, so we'll see. But Zach Wheeler, the right-hander, has been pitching well for the Mets of late.
Nicky fouls it off, and the count the pitcher's way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lopez hitting in the number 7 spot tonight. He had been in the 2 spot. Reaches out, slaps one to short. Lindor's got it. And 2 up, 2 down as Lindor has taken care of ground balls from Cuthbert and Lopez.
Philadelphia began the night 5.5 behind the first place Braves. Aaron Nola, though, was very good on the mound for the Phillies in Atlanta tonight, and the Phillies shut him out 2-0. Nola, 8 innings, no runs, as the Phillies get a couple of RBIs and a double from Jay Bruce, and that's all they needed, a 2-0 win in Atlanta. So now a 4.5 game deficit for the Phillies against first place Braves.
Maldonado is 1 out of 3, singled and scored in the 7th inning, and he takes outside ball 1. Yeah, Nola's really a good pitcher.
No doubt. The question with the Phillies is, do they have enough pitching beyond him?
Yeah, exactly. 1-0 to Maldonado. Nick Whitgren's pitch is way low and outside. Whitgren came to the Clevelands from Miami.
Boston followed the Royals into Toronto, had yesterday off, and tonight they win 10-6 at Toronto. David Price, 6 innings, 2 runs. Rafael Devers homered twice. Christian Vasquez hit homered once, and they win it 10-6.
2 balls, no strikes, and a liner out into left center field. Left fielder Bowers on the run to make the catch. Nice play by Bowers. So good defense by the Indians. Good play by Lindor. Good play by inning number 9, 8-5 Cleveland. Their big inning was inning number 3. They scored 5, and the Royals have been chasing the game ever since. Royals have out-hit the visitors 12-10. Jorge Lopez will work to Ramirez, Bowers, and Perez. Ramirez, switch hitter on the left side, started to swing and could not check. Strike 1. Lopez pitched on Saturday, faced the minimum over 2 innings. It's been pretty effective coming out of the bullpen. Ground ball, Lopez to his left, and it skips past him. Looked like it nicked him perhaps on the forearm. It deflected off Nicky Lopez. He's now looking at his left arm. They're going to score that a hit. Ball was hit hard, and it took a little bit of an erratic hop. Yeah, it hit right on the lip between the dirt and the grass. Well, that's a nightmare for an infielder when a hard hit ball deflects off that seam. That's what happened, and the ball jumped up and took a bite out of the left arm of Lopez. So Ramirez is on, and the batter is Bowers, who's had a very good night, 3 hits. It took a really nice play by Mondesi to take a hit away from him his last time up in the 7th inning. But Bowers doubled in 2 runs in that 5-run 3rd inning, then singled in a run in the 5th. Ramirez a big lead at first. Pitch is inside. Maldonado fakes a throw to first and has Ramirez scrambling back. Lopez has at least 1 strikeout in each of his 9 relief appearances. Pitch is high and outside. And 2 balls, no strikes. Lopez has been much more effective coming out of the bullpen as opposed to being a starter. His earned run average in 20 career relief appearances, 3.18. In 19 career starts, his earned run average is almost double that, 6.6. And a strike makes the count 2-1. Some pitchers are just much better equipped to come in out of the bullpen. Some pitchers are much better off as starters. Sometimes it takes a while to figure out which is which. High pop foul. This one will drift into the seats and out of play on the third base side. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. We've been telling you about the game tomorrow night. Fireworks after the game. Armed Forces Night. That's always a great evening. Great pregame ceremonies. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a throw to first. No damage as Ramirez dives back in there. And then Thursday is that 12:15 start. Homer Bailey and Dan Plesac. And the Royals will play in Washington, D.C. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Night game, late afternoon game, early afternoon game. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 6, 3, and 12:30 starting times. Brad Keller will make the start on Friday night. Sparkman will pitch on Saturday. And Junis will get the final game before the All-Star break. Ground ball into left field. Bowers, with his fourth hit, just reached out and slapped that to the right of Mondesi and on into left. So 2 on, nobody out. Here's Perez, who drew a walk to start their 1-run rally in the 8th.
Four hits for Bowers, matching a career high. It's his third time with 4 hits in a game. Last was June 14th against Detroit.
8-5 the score. Roberto Perez has walked twice. He also has an RBI by way of a sacrifice fly. So Lopez needs a double play. Around the bunt is Perez, and he jumps back and takes a pitch inside. So Terry Francona, the Cleveland manager, looking for another run or two. It's an old axiom in baseball. If you are bunting with 2 on, nobody out, if you are bunting in that situation, you probably are going to get 1 run if the bunt is successful. But rarely will you get more than 1 run. That's why, for years, Earl Weaver, managing Baltimore, disdained the bunt. He didn't like bunting at all. You're giving away an out. Said if you play for 1, that's what you're going to get, either 1 or none. Bunted foul by Perez to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. If the Indians get 1 run in this inning, then it would take a grand slam home run by the Royals just to tie the game. As Ned Yost has said, as a manager, if it's 10-2 with 2 out in the 9th inning, you're still on edge. You're never comfortable. Now Lopez, 1-1 pitch. The bunt is on. The pitch is very high, and the count is 2-1. Most teams try to get past the grand slam home run to tie. In other words, if you have a 5-run lead, the best a grand slam can do is get you within 1. But even with that, the way balls fly out of the ballparks now, sometimes a 5-run lead is not enough. And a strike, and it's 2-2 now to the Cleveland catcher, Roberto Perez. Ramirez, the runner at second. Jake Bowers, the runner at first. The 2-2 pitch to Roberto Perez. Is way low and outside, and now a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes with 2 on, nobody out. And Lopez pitch. Bouncing ball, foul past third base. Dozier diving. Not sure whether or not that ball was going to go foul. It did. And Lopez will have to throw Roberto Perez another 3-2 pitch. Three and two, nobody out. In comes the pitch, and a swing and a miss. So Perez, after not getting a bunt down, strikes out. That will bring up Luplow, who entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning. Jordan struck out in his only other plate appearance. Two on, one out, 9th inning, 8-5 Cleveland. First pitch, fastball, is fouled off. It's as though this game hit a wall and there were no survivors. Boy, the last 2 innings have been painfully slow. The 0-1 pitch. Fly ball, fairly well hit left center, but Hamilton tracking it and makes the catch. Runner to third, throw to second. So it's first and third, 2 out. And the batter will be Tyler Naquin. You know, what's really difficult under these conditions is to play defense.
Oh, my gosh. You know, you're so flat-footed. You've got nothing going on for so many minutes.
Tyler Naquin has had a good night. He and Jake Bowers, the 6 and 9 hitters in their lineup. Naquin has 2 singles, a double, has scored a run. He's 3 out of 4. Now he's up there with runners first and third, 2 out. Swing and a miss at a pitch in on him. No balls and a strike. Royals will play host to the Indians 7 times over their next 14 home games. Well hit ball to deep left center. Billy Hamilton going to the track, and it's off the wall. 1 run is in. Another man coming home. The relay throw home. They got him. He's out. So it's a double. Naquin with a 4-hit game, just like Jake Bowers. So the Indians add to their advantage. And a nice tag by that comes into pitch. First pitch to Billy Hamilton is fouled off. Hamilton 1 out of 3, a single and a run scored. Brad Hand will be on the American League All-Star team. He'll join teammates Lindor and Santana. The game will be played in Cleveland. 1 strike on Billy Hamilton. And in comes the pitch. It's a little bit low. In save opportunities so far this year, Brad Hand is 23 out of 24. What happened to the 24th? How well we remember.
Oh, man, it was the best comeback this year by the Royals.
Last week in Cleveland.
Down 3 in the 9th.
Maldonado started it. Dozier ended it. The Royals shocked Brad Hand and the Indians. Brad Hand didn't get anybody out. He gave up 5 straight hits.
It was just absolutely wild.
2 balls and a strike on Hamilton. With the left-hander out there, Hamilton now up there right-handed. And the lefty's pitch on the way. Fastball popped him up. Foul territory. Off with the mask, Perez, the catcher, but now he gives way to Ramirez, who almost dropped it.
Well, he almost dropped it because Perez took his mask off and heaved it in his direction, and Jose had to move around it and make the catch.
So, one away. That reminds me, Joe Garagiola, who did some Cardinal baseball at the start of his broadcasting career. Cardinals had a catcher named Hal Smith who came up from the minor leagues. And in his first big league game, according to Joe Garagiola, as a runner at third, there's a high pop foul off the bat of Whit Merrifield. Whit, by the way, a 3-hit game, 3 singles and a run scored. So Hal Smith in his first major league game as a catcher, there's a runner at third base and a fly ball to the outfield. And there was going to be a play at the plate, and Garagiola said that Hal Smith got so excited, instead of taking off his mask and throwing it aside, he threw his glove away.
No way.
And left the mask.
Are you kidding me?
And the throw came in on one hop, and Joe said that he caught the one-hop throw with one hand, but the runner was safe. Fly ball deep center off the bat of Merrifield, and the catch is made by Mercado, and for the Royals, 2 down.
I don't even know how that can happen because, you know, growing up, you become such routine in situations. You played baseball, little league, and junior high, and high school, in college, and then in professional ranks. And you had that moment so many times where you've taken the mask off and throw it off to the side. You take your glove off. I can't even.
Hey, you're in the big leagues, boy.
That's one of those. Never seen that happen before.
Yeah, that's what Joe said. And Garagiola was a catcher as a player. Swing and a miss by Mondesi. Mondesi's driven in 3. 2-run home run in the 5th. Sac fly to center. RBI in the 7th. So Mondesi now has 47 runs batted in. 2 out, nobody on. Brad Hand pitches to Mondesi, who tried to check his swing, but he could not. He goes around. Brad Hand doing much better tonight than he did in Cleveland last week. 9-5, Cleveland. Nobody on. 2 out, bottom of the 9th. 2 strikes on Mondesi, batting right-handed against the lefty. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball to end the game. Indians win it 9-5.